Welcome to your weekend focus for November the 28th and 29th, 2020. My name's Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. You guys rock. Thank you truly. 28 energy. Opportunities do arise under the 28 energy. But it's usually through an unexpected event or something unusual happens that creates the opportunity at hand. 2 plus 8 is a 10. So that is moving into better times, new seasons, new paths of life. And 1 plus 0 is 1, which is the magician energy, the independent energy, the trailblazers energy. The 29 is an 11. So we have November is an 11. And then we have the 29, which adds up to an 11. And then, of course, the 4, right? 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 is a 4, not a 22 energy. Although I'd like to do the reading as that. But we do have the master number there. And the master numbers, when master numbers come up, which are 11, 22, 33, some argue that 44 is one as well. I guess it's just, what floats your boat. But the master numbers ask so much more of us. It's far more demanding of an energy on where our focus is, on what our intentions are, of what we are trying to accomplish, succeed in. But the rewards, the successes are so much greater. And usually the successes come in a lot quicker. So where are you putting your focus? Where are you putting your energy? Now, when you get to an 11 through a 29 energy, it's usually a learning period. So once again, we're back to this learning something. Rather, it's a 1 hour or 90-minute seminar that you found on YouTube or on the net somewhere, or you're signing up for a class program of some sort. But to hone your knowledge, your talents, your abilities, or to fine-tune them in some way, or learn something altogether new, or something that already complements the knowledge, the sage wisdom that you already have at hand, is very beneficial to move yourself forward in the direction that you want to go. And that's a 26 energy. So it's about stepping into our courage, our strengths. It's walking with a sense of integrity. It adds up to an 8, so that's always asking for action. And I can't remember what's happening up in the sky, but I do know that there's a lot of restless tension that we can be feeling. Well, it could just be that we are having the lunar eclipse, on Monday, but that could be it too. So we're feeling this tension, we're feeling this restlessness, we're feeling this change of energy, this flip in dynamics. And we will feel restless. And, when we're feeling restless and it's hard to relax, it's hard to really concentrate or focus on one thing. Sometimes we do some pretty impractical and rash things, or we say some things that actually put us behind the 8 ball all over again. So make sure that you have little projects or things to do that will channel your energy in the proper way. So maybe it's a walk or a jog or a bike ride or mountain climbing or skydiving. Okay, whatever floats your boat. Gardening. Maybe you want to redecorate a room in your house, but, put it into some kind of physical release, I think, is probably best. We have the sun in Sagittarius, that beautiful fire energy. And once again, that is about the learning, the seeking of knowledge, of wisdom. We have the moon in Taurus. Now I think the moon is in Taurus all day Saturday, and then I think even Sunday when we wake up. I think it's not until we eat lunch or something that the moon moves over into Gemini. So we'll get a little bit more curious and a little so afternoon things to do on Sunday are great because we'll be more curious. We'll want to do things. We'll want to have the adventure, the learning experience. We become very young at heart all of a sudden. Let's see what the cards have to say for us. Oh, Neptune goes stationary direct. So we will be, this is when clarity truly comes in. We see where the wool was pulled over our eyes, or where we put on blinders so that we could see what we wanted to see rather than what was there. So over the next, I think it's about 5 months or so that we'll be going back through that energy. Look at this. We start with death. It really is about releasing and allowing yourself the freedom, the expansion of freedom, of liberation in your life. Now, I got a sense when I was doing the Friday reading that it right at the very end of it, so if you kind of only watched half or something, you just watched the tarot part and that was it, or just the numerology, or however you view me. I thank you for just viewing me. So it was about realizing your own empowerment and where you may have unintentionally given your power away. It was time to reclaim it again, to re-own it. You are the master of your talents, your abilities, your choices. So long as you name yourself emperor, empress over that power. So this weekend, and Gemini is a little bit of our inner child here coming out, and it is about allowing your inner child to come out, to get playful, to laugh again, to relax, to release the stress. And the easiest way to release stress, and you can do it, throughout the day, when you're standing in line waiting to be the next one to cashier, or these days to even enter a store perhaps, just do some deep breathing. And mentally tell yourself that when you are exhaling, that you are releasing the tension in your body. And release that stress, because we walk around through the day. Sometimes we wake up with that stress. That alarm clock goes off. Whoa, what was that, right? I'm awake. It could be the first little bit of stress we're giving ourselves without even realizing that we're stressing ourselves out before our eyes even open. How do you wake up? Do you wake up to a song that's going to make you want to dance, or do you wake up to an sound? Like, come on, really? So I mean, look at your routines today. What do you do in order to express your let out that inner expression of yourself? That happiness, that joy, that celebration. I'm getting that from the death card. Huh. Okay. Judgment. Wow. Do you know that there's a lunar eclipse coming? The day of reckoning. This could be a day where we look at our accomplishments, where we are now, where we hoped we would be. Some of the things that we have changed in our life, some of the things that we haven't maybe addressed yet in our life. That's okay too. It was supposed to happen that way. And where you have been working diligently, especially where you felt like you were spinning your tires, or you just weren't getting anywhere, or just when you thought you were getting somewhere, somebody pulled that carpet right from under your feet again. And this is where you understand how far you've come because of the challenges that you faced, because of the struggles that you went through. That even when the going was hard, you kept going. Even when you couldn't see where you were even being not much even successful, but even staying at the same point and not losing ground. This is when the energy comes in and rewards you in some way. Shows you that it was for something. That it opens up new doors for you. New opportunities. Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's about letting down your hair and relaxing, letting go, breathing. Preferably with somebody else. I always say this is like your knight in shining armor. So if you're looking for love, this could be a very potent weekend for somebody. Absolutely. If you're looking at enhancing love relationships, do it with kindness, with tenderness. Over a coffee or a picnic under a tree. Now, where I'm at, I think that's, grounds for divorce if somebody wanted to take me for a picnic under a tree, because it's freezing out there and it's wet and it's cold and it's ugh. But let's, it's summertime. Sit there and instead of turning on the lights, light a few candles and sit there and just talk. With a glass of tea or wine or... It's about having game night with the family. And laughing. Making memories. It's about reaching out and finding the joy within the relationship or creating the joy within the relationship. Whether it's a lover, a best friend, a partner, a spouse, a parent, a child, a next door neighbor. The Knight of Swords. Oh, we are feeling like let's get going. Okay, this is where, once again, we were having a hard time finding traction, or we just weren't making any headway, or it all just seemed for nothing, or, why was I going through this? Why did I have this challenge? And now you get the sense of clarity, the sense of purpose, the sense of direction, the sense of motivation, and you jump on your stallion, you raise your sword, and you yell, charge. Now, be careful with this energy. It's a knight. It's a young energy. And what happens to knights? They make mistakes because they're not being aware of enough. They're going too fast. So be careful of going too fast. Of thinking it through, of taking a step back, of weighing out the options, of sticking to the plan or the strategy. Very important. This whole year is about making the plan, making the strategy, and then sticking to the plan, the strategy. So 2 knights, death, judgment, 2 knights, and what do we get? We get, look at this, the 3 of Cups comes back in. So it is about creating laughter, joy, celebration. Messages can come. This late in the game, with the death card being the first one, I would almost think that your message could come through a dream, waking or sleeping, when you are in trance. Trance is a normal human experience. We all do it many more times each day than we give ourselves credit for. You're driving home and all of a sudden you're in your driveway and you don't remember going through the 4-way stop or the lights, and if there was anybody crossing the sidewalk, or was the light green. You're in trance. Are you sitting there and you're watching this movie and all of a sudden you're seeing the credits roll and you're like, what happened? How did I miss the end? I was right here. I was staring right at it. Or somebody's talking to you and all of a sudden you realize that they're talking to you. Those are just little moments of trance. We do it when we do the dishes or when we get in any kind of mundane kind of task. Maybe it's gardening, we're pulling the weeds or something. And our mind just goes off. And where does it go off? What path is it leading you down? This weekend, it could definitely be a path of new awareness, of our clarity or understanding coming in about a path that you can walk, a success that is obtainable, a goal that can be realized. Also, with judgment on the board, this could be some really potentially great news where you're getting that promotion, or you're being thought of for that promotion, or an opportunity is opening up for you in the community or in the workplace, or in your spiritual sector, or in the home and family, of something that is meant just for you. Some kind of praise, some kind of acknowledgement, some kind of recognition that moves you up, that moves you forward, that aligns you with your path. Okay, a mantra card. So, strong cards on the board. Death and Judgment being the first two. Two Knights and the Three of Cups. So very young energy following those two. The Seven Deadly Sins. The Seven Deadly Sins. Well, let's just get the book for that one. Look at that. The book opened right up to it. Ugh. Okay. Welcome to the world of human nature. The seven deadly sins are the root of all destructive behavior. Greed and other negative traits drive harmful human activity that impacts the quality of life on Earth, particularly the environment. It is a lack of concern for the preservation of Mother Earth and all these humans' destructive traits that are leading to the devastation of life on this planet. Wow, let's get deep and heavy, shall we? And this really could have a lot with our first two cards on the board, Death and Judgment. I mean, if you're not doing things for the right reason, it will come back to haunt you. This is not the energy to, set somebody else up to look bad so that you can look good, kind of thing. To be promoted on the backs of others. Are praised. Or maybe you are doing it out of spite, or you're doing it out of jealousy. Or there's some kind of control issue. You have to do it for the right reasons. You have to do it out of love. That beautiful divine passion that you have. So, seven deadly sins are sloth, gluttony, lust, greed, wrath, envy, and pride. So sloth, laziness, being physically and emotionally inactive. Gluttony, overindulgence in anything to the point of waste. Lust, an intense desire for physical and sexual gratification. Greed, excessive pursuit of material possessions and power. Wrath, extreme feelings of uncontrollable anger. Envy, discontentment aroused by another's good fortune. Pride, excessive self-love and arrogance. So knowing that you are great doesn't make you arrogant or excessive self-love. It makes you a realist that knows that recognizing your own beauty allows you to go out and teach other people how to recognize their beauty. That you're not above them, but they need to understand how equal they are. There's so many people like that in the world. Sloth. Laziness, being physically and emotionally inactive. Okay, well, you know what? I got an autistic son. He is definitely physically inactive on the best of days. Okay, but that's his disability. Does he want to be like that? No, absolutely not. Does he strive to get things done? Absolutely. So you have to take it in the context of, do you know what you're doing? Okay. Did you sit down and eat the whole cake when you only meant to eat a piece? Well, even that's okay, so long as you don't go and do a repeat for the next 6 days in a row. That's gluttony. Greed. Mine, 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 mine. Gimme, gimme never gets. I think an angel said that once. Because gimme, gimme doesn't get. Okay, so we don't have a mantra in our mantra deck. Everything I do is connected to passion, compassion, and love. How's that for a mantra today? Look at this. Eye on the prize. Eye on the prize. You know, I really wasn't a fan of the vulture until this deck came out. But what a strong message our vulture has. Release goals and vision. In order to land your dream life, you need to make a conscious effort to visualize it happening. However, keeping your eye on the prize takes practice. It's all about getting rid of misconceptions about yourself, giving up the emotional baggage, and putting a new belief system into place. Vulture tells you you have waited long enough to gain the life you want. You have spent time wasted looking at what everybody else has and spent too much time wishing instead of doing. It is now time for you to create short-term goals along with long-term goals. Make yourself accountable by writing your goals down. It helps to keep the vision of what you want in clear sight. Pick up projects from the past and make the effort to finish them. Completion helps to open the doors for new projects instead of cluttering the path. These projects can be as little as rearranging your cabinets, cleaning the garage, sparkling up your resume, and sending it out. Spend some time reflecting on the past years and bring about some conclusions. Think about it as a time of year the farmers harvest their crops and prepare the land for next season. You too have to prepare your mind, your body, your soul for the same. Visualize on what you want to have happen. And then keep your eye on the prize. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.